What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, it's Fightful.com. It's December 1st. It is the week before NXT Takeover WarGames 2020. So we're here to make predictions, and we're going to make them with Hannah, who informed me I can call her Hannah, but you guys from the chat will know her as Queen Hannah. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I actually did change my name back because I had to send out some emails yesterday, and they were showing to people as Queen Hannah when they got them.
Oh,
so it says Hannah M.
There are a lot of people who end up working for me that don't realize the unprofessional their emails. So nothing new there, but we are going to get into NXT Takeover WarGames. Now, these teams have not completely been announced for the women's side. We know where that's going. We've got the women's match. Shotzi Blackheart, who I'm supposed to speak to today, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and we know it's going to be Io Shirai, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're taking on Team Candice, which is Candice LeRae, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, and the newly turned Toni Storm. How do you think this one goes?
So I was actually thinking about this. I was at WarGames last year, and Candice was on the babyface team. Io was on the heel team. Dakota was on the babyface team, but that's when she did her heel turn, was at WarGames. But like basically everyone was swapped. But yes. I think that Shotzi's team is going to take this. I don't know. It was like they put a bunch behind Shotzi for so long, like having her host the whole Halloween Havoc, and then it was just kind of like no more Shotzi, and her doing the interviews and stuff, especially
Big media blitz this week.
Yeah. I definitely think that Shotzi's team is going to take this, even if they haven't rounded out the team yet.
I'm sorry, Hannah. What kind of match is this?
I don't want to like bust out people's speakers.
What kind of match is this?
Oh God, it's WarGames!
Oh my God, you did. You did. Guys, leave a thumbs up, by the way, on this video. Subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. If you want your question or statement read on the air, you can either be Maggie or you can donate a super chat, but Maggie gets preferential treatment. So we have one WarGames match. And yeah, I agree. Shotzi got that spot. She's obviously capable in the ring. I do have questions about where that goes from a promo perspective afterwards, because I have not been much on her promos, as this geezer in the chat popped up.
God.
Thank you, Matthew Makovsky. I appreciate that. Rhea, I loved her interview this week with Lillian, where she talked about how vulnerable that she was and how she lacked confidence after WrestleMania. I think this would go a long way in getting it back. And quite frankly, Candice LeRae, Toni Storm, Raquel, Dakota, they don't lose anything by losing. They've had Dakota losing every week anyway. Candice lost every week for months. Raquel, okay, I would like to keep her very strong. Toni, you don't want to beat her too much right after the turn. But Ember's been losing. She needs a win. Rhea Ripley, she needs a win. Io Shirai is the champion. Keep her strong. Shotzi wins. That helps out. Then I want to see those four women competing for the title.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier. The only title being defended on this show is the North American.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird that they don't have pay-per-views very often for NXT. I didn't really count Halloween Havoc because that was on a Wednesday. And that's the only title. They could have had a women's feud built up and not had Io in this match. But they aren't doing anything with Io. She's just there being dragged out like she's dead to ringside. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this will start a feud, like her team gets to try to do something with her. I don't know. Yeah, the same thing with Candice. Every time she loses, we're all like, she's going to the main roster, and then she just goes and loses more. So
cheap Fightful select plug. I do this series called the Brass Ring series where I talk to a bunch of wrestlers, and I said, who has been working hard to improve, get better, and help other people? Candice was a name that got brought up a lot from before the heel turn, before all the releases. And everything that one particular person told me came to fruition. They said, wait until she turns heel. You're going to see a side of her performance that you've never seen before that a lot of people don't know because she didn't do a lot of that on the indies. And it came to fruition. And as you mentioned, one title match so far announced. That they could announce more tomorrow, but we got Leon Ruff defending against Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano. I am very excited for this match. I think it's going to be really good. I think Damian Priest is one of my favorite people to watch in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
If they could do better from a character standpoint, that'd be great. I get the feeling that this finish could be similar to what should have happened with Lana, where two people take each other out and he takes the pin.
Yeah.
And that leads to more, because he does not want to be considered a joke as far as a character is concerned. How do you think this one goes?
I think that Leon Ruff is going to win, but I think it's going to be some antics or something happening where, one of them is pinning or doing something on the other one, and he comes in and gets the pin. They're trying to, tap the other person out or something, and he gets the pin. I think it's definitely going to be something where he steals the win, but that's kind of been his thing thus far with his wins. I mean, but I think that he's going to take it for sure. And I agree about Damian Priest. His promos just don't hit with me, and I enjoy watching him in the ring, but every time he talks, I'm like, what he's saying doesn't match what he looks like and who he's supposed to be.
They need to take the Roman Reigns approach with him. He is a big, cool-looking dude with a great voice. Less is more with Damian Priest, because he's a very likable guy. If you've ever spoken to him, like I've done an interview with him, he's so cool, calm, and collected. Like nothing arses this guy whatsoever. I could actually see Leon Ruff picking up a pin on him and sending him down a more aggressive road. Oh boy, we got a strap match. It's Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. I'm over this feud. I am so over it. And I think Dexter Lumis is going to win. Yeah,
I do too. When I was looking through, when you posted all the matches, I was like, okay, I need to try to remember who's in these matches first off, because there's too many people. And I'm going to go ahead and see who I think is going to win. And immediately with that one, there wasn't even any thought to it. I'm like, Lumis is going to win. Cameron Grimes is going to be scared to death like he is about everything all the time. They'll have the zombie ref come out or something weird. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of this whole feud. I'm not a fan of Cameron Grimes anyway, so pretty much every time he's on my screen, I'm like, oh God, here we go again. So I don't know. The whole thing is just kind of like, how long has this been going on now? Because it feels like it's been months.
Cameron Grimes has developed into a Vince McMahon wrestler, and he's a guy that Vince McMahon is going to love. He's going to love booking him in a bunch of silly shit. And he's a fantastic wrestler. I've watched him go well over an hour just on a whim. He's very, very good, but I don't think he's winning this. Jobber says, WarGames! Buy the Point God shirt and watch the distraction. Yeah, Joe and Jeremy have Luther, AEW's Luther, on today. We've got just so many interviews. I think that this is already over 100 interviews on Fightful that we've dropped this year. So thank you guys for all that. And then the main event, Undisputed Era, WarGames match. Matthew McAfee says, worst storyline of 2020 about Grimes and Lumis. I think so. Oh, not close, old dude. Not even close, my man.
Not even the worst one on NXT.
No, I don't think so. But we do have WarGames continuing the time-honored tradition, Hannah, which is throwing together a stable of wrestlers to face the Undisputed Era. And I'll give them credit. They at least tried with this. They had more of a plan. It just unfortunately unraveled. Like Ridge Holland, you could not have predicted that he was going to get hurt in the way that he did.
Right.
Pat McAfee, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, Pete Dunne, they have tried to build them a few times. Or since that pay-per-view, since that happened. And I respect that. But before 2 months ago, we didn't know who these people were or that they had an issue.
Or care about them.
Except for Pat McAfee. Pete Dunne was sitting at home. And you've got Undisputed Era there. And every year it seems like, oh, well, they throw somebody together to face Undisputed Era. I want to see a force that is so undeniable that the Undisputed Era has to come at them. I saw that promo with Undisputed Era last week, and I'm like, man, they're running out of stuff. It was not good. What do you think happens with this one?
I think that Undisputed Era is going to win it, but this is so weird to say. It feels like Undisputed Era needs a win. I never thought I would say that I felt like they needed a win, but, well, I told you the other day, like, Adam Cole hasn't wrestled a match since September.
Yeah.
Like, he was out for weeks and everything, and then really the only one that's been doing anything is Kyle, and he won, I think it was a ladder match to get that match against Finn, and then him and Finn destroyed each other in that match. So he hasn't, I mean, they haven't been doing anything, and they're trying to solidify them as baby faces now. Like, so they got to do something with them. But then again, like, this going to be Pat McAfee's second match. We just going to have him keep losing. Like,
yeah, that's how I feel.
mean,
I think they're going to win because of that. Because if you want Pat McAfee and his group to be threats, then you probably need to have him win a match. And honestly, him pinning Cole seems like the thing to do in some capacity. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think that's probably the way that it'll go. Matthew McAfee says, Undisputed wins, main roster, Raw, Cole beats Drew. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to complain if Undisputed Era go up to Raw, because
Raw needs it.
Raw needs it. They need some depth. At the top of the card, Riddle's coming along, Lee's coming along. That's looking pretty good. Lashley ain't getting any younger though, but the tag team division really needs it.
They'd have them in the tag team division. They can have them up against the Hurt Business. Like, they can really do a lot with them on the main roster. But I don't know if, like, we know how good Adam Cole is.
Yeah.
And he is believable to beat people like Drew McIntyre. Would Vince think that he's believable to beat people like Drew McIntyre? Because the dude's like my height. So
you're 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Throwback 27 says, all hail Queen Hannah. Awesome to see you on here. Pat McAfee is what makes WarGames interesting. The verbal skills he uses are amazing. Hannah, keep killing it. Pat McAfee has gotten the promo to an unreal level. And the thing is, like, I've seen some people complain that he uses insider terms. To me, he uses them in a manner in which work within the context of the show. And I'm very interested to see how his offense is in this type of match, because we saw it in a scripted one-on-one match. He's going to have a little bit more time to set things up because there's more people involved.
And he was impressive in that match against Adam Cole. I mean, I don't think anyone thought he was going to come into that match and be as good as he was in that match. I enjoyed that match, and I wasn't expecting it to be. It was probably my favorite match that had a celebrity in it in a long time. So I thought that he was good in it, and I think that he can probably show off his skills better now, not being in the match the entire time, getting to come in and do a couple things and then tag out. Or if he even comes in the match at all, he may be the one that's on the apron the whole time while they're trying to get him in, you know. So I don't know. I think that will be a good match, but I don't know where they go from here with that, because Pat's not going to be there every week. So they can't continue a storyline. Is it just going to be him on his show cutting promos on people? Because that gets old pretty quickly. So I'm not sure where they go after that.
Well, guys, we have a full week of NXT TakeOver coverage. I will be dropping an interview with Shotzi Blackheart today. Wednesday, of course, we have Listing Your Boy, where we'll talk about some of the happenings in the wrestling world. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Wednesday, the Wednesday Night War podcast. Doesn't end there. Thursday, we have the Triple H media call live streaming at 5 p.m. And then we have the actual show Sunday night. And then after that, we'll have a post show and the Triple H media call. But do us a solid. Subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. Best time of the month to subscribe to that is right now. Throwback 27 says, a review show made in heaven. Thank you guys for making my day off awesome. O'Reilly's going to be the last one standing since how they're booking him. I really think it's going to be Pat McAfee, but we're the last two standing right now, Hannah. Tell the people where they can find you. Plug your stuff.
I only have one thing. So you can find me on Twitter at YourQueenHan and get all of my terrible wrestling takes and see after tomorrow, because I may have different predictions after the show tomorrow, and then everyone can be mad at me on Sunday when I'm correct about everything.
She wins so many Wrestle Rumble things. I need to get them to start sponsoring these preview shows.
For sure.
Come on, Wrestle Rumble. Hit me with the money. Until next time, guys.
I have that guy's phone number.
I watched NXT TakeOver with him 4 years ago. I know him. Until next time, guys. We're out.